Okay, so what's nice about today is we get to keep working with parabolas. All right? So if you still feel iffy about our new standard form for parabolas, we get another day to work on it. Okay? And what's nice about what we do today is it's really going to enforce that graphing piece of it. What do we know about parabolas? Okay? Basically, today I'm going to give you information about parabolas, and you have to write me the equation. So it's like we're going backwards. Yesterday I gave you the equation, you graphed it. Today I'm giving you pieces of the graph, you have to write the equation. Okay? So let's talk about a parabola that opens vertical. How do we recognize that a parabola opens vertical? The x is squared. So we have the x minus h, the quantity squared. Okay? Equals, what's on the other side? Okay? Good. If a parabola is going to open left or right, what changes? Okay, so I just put a square right here, Courtney? So those two switch places. Okay? Y minus k gets the square, and then x minus h gets multiplied to 4p. Okay? HK. HK. Lindsay L., what does HK give us? The vertex. Good. P. What does P tell us? Here. Okay, good. P tells us the distance away from the vertex, specifically for the focus and directrix. Okay? All right. So, go ahead and write down what you need to. What I would write down in your notes, if it were me, vertex at origin, focus at 2, 0. This is what I would do if I were you. I would plot those things so you can visually see what's happening. We have a vertex at the origin and we have a focus at 2, 0. This tells us a couple things. First of all, if we have that plotted, we can visually see which direction is this going to open. To the right. Okay? So if we know that this opens to the right, we know that we are filling in x minus h squared equals 4p times y minus k. We know we have to fill that in. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yep. There we go. Since it's opening to the right, we have the awkward y squared. Okay. I erased the square though, didn't I? There we go. Okay, it's keeping me on my toes. All right, now we know the vertex is 0, 0. Okay, so we know HK is 0, 0. That's nice that we don't have to figure that out. Okay, we also know that the vertex is 2 away from the vertex, right? We can visually see that. Now, since it's opening to the right, is our p-value a positive or a negative? Positive. When open to the right, p is positive. So we know that p is a positive 2. So we can write h minus 0 squared equals 4 times p times x minus 0. There's the equation of that graph. It is literally all about figuring out the values and plugging them into the equation. I am going to give you 3 minutes to go through this problem together at your table, but without my guidance. It's giving you a vertex of 2, 3 and a focus of 2, 1. You are allowed to talk to each other. It's okay. I agree that it's
Yeah, Frank wasn't as
Okay, so Maverick, do we need an x minus h squared or a y minus k squared?
Oh yeah, I just
Like this? Okay, excellent. Our h and k, Marissa, what is h and what is k? It's always nice when they give you the vertex because you just fill it in. Okay? Now our p-value. Nick, what's our p-value? Negative 2. And why do you say negative 2?
because the focus is on the vertex. The y value for the vertex is 3, and for the focus it's 1, so it's down 2.
Okay, so this distance between vertex and focus is 2, right? But since it's down 2, as in the parabola is going to be upside down, it has to be a negative value, right? And that's way back from like algebra 1, right? We know that if our parabola opens down, we have a negative coefficient. Okay. All right, let's change it up a bit. Okay. Okay, here we have a vertex of negative 2, 1, and a directrix of x equals 1. I don't care if you feel that it is silly, I would draw these, okay? If you don't put the graph or the pieces of the graph up there, I feel like you create a larger room for error, okay, by not being able to visualize what's going on. Please turn to your neighbor and tell them which direction, specifically, of the 4 directions, which direction is this opening? You know what I heard when I asked that? I heard to the left, to the left. Like the song. Okay, so if we're opening to the left, Eli, to the left, to the left. Okay, so since we're opening to the left, we know that y is squared, 4p goes with the x. We also know specifically that the p is going to be negative, okay? So it gives us our vertex. This is so nice, but please be careful. The negative 2 is for h, and the 1 is for k. Okay, I see a lot of people put their vertex incorrectly, put their vertex in incorrectly, or identify their vertex incorrectly when the y is squared because they don't pay attention that the order is backwards. Okay? How far away is the vertex from the directrix? Haley, what'd you say? 3. And you told me that we're opening to the left, so p would be negative 3. So our coefficient would be negative 12. Okay, guys, I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it with plenty of time to go over our text. I was a little nervous. We're going to make it.
We should just kill it now.
Well, these last 2 examples might be the most important, Eli.
Me? Sorry, should I get another one? Or no?
Okay, so here is a time where I am not going to give you the vertex. I'm giving you the focus of 2, 3, and I am giving you the directrix of y equals negative 3. Do we have enough information? We'll get there. It'll just take us maybe one more step of work than before. Okay? If you don't have a picture, please draw one. Our focus, and I'm going to label it with an F so I know that it's the focus and I don't get tricked that it's the vertex. Our focus is at 2, 3. And our directrix is y equals negative 3. Okay. Since our focus is above our directrix, everyone please tell me together, which direction does this open? Up. Okay. Where the focus is from the directrix, that's going to tell you where we open. Okay. Since it opens up, we know we're working with x minus h, the quantity squared, equals 4p times y minus k. Okay? Right now, we don't know anything to put there because we don't know where our vertex is. Okay? I'm going to give you 15 seconds of brainstorming. Turn to your table. How do you find the vertex?
You just say F and or you just know that it's 2. Because of what you did. You just did it in or you just and then
All right.
don't do any work, you just hear
Callie, what's our strategy?
I counted the distance between the focus and the directrix and found it was 6, and then
Okay.
divided it by 2.
Okay, so since this distance was 6, then our vertex needs to be 3 away.
Yeah.
So right there. So our vertex would need to be halfway between the focus and directrix, keeping in line with the focus. So our vertex is at 2, 0. Okay. Also, since our vertex is 3 away from each, we know that our p-value is 3. Isn't this nice that it's just reinforcing everything from yesterday? Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, last example, and then you're going to see your test. So are you ready?
Oh, I know how to do this.
All right, so maybe look it up there and show us.
No, go.
Okay.
So I think you have to do a little graph. Actually, you know, it's 3 away.
You could find one.
I'm thinking I'm gonna do the graph.
Once you get the problem written down, have a discussion at your table about the direction of the parabola.
Actually, I'm gonna go left.
Oh, wait, no, the vertex.
Yeah, you could still go. Because you have this.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, you could.
I don't think you have
Is there an issue?
Is there 2? Oh my god.
There are 10.
We solved 2 problems.
I'm hearing this discussion. It opens up. Oh, but hold on, it could also open left. Let's assume that it opens up. We would need to know that. Otherwise, yes, we would have 2 different answers. But let's just go ahead. Let's go that it opens up. Okay? Since it opens up, we need x minus h squared equals 4p times y minus k. Okay? We know for certain that our vertex is at 3, negative 3. We don't know the focus or directrix. So how are we going to determine p?
Plug in the x's and y, x and y here.
We know that 0, 0 is on our parabola, which means it has to satisfy our equation. So we can use that to solve for p, okay, or solve for 4p, whichever one you want. So what we can do is we know that the coordinate 0, 0 satisfies our equation. So 0 minus 3 squared, 9. Well, I think we all can do this math in our head. 4p times 0 plus 3? 12p. So p is 3/4. Okay. So what we can do is we can take this and we can come back to here. X minus 3, the quantity squared, equals 4 times p would be 3. If we plug p into 4 times p, we're left with 3. 4 times 3/4 would be 3. We're okay there? Okay.
you had to go backwards to figure out what 4 times that was. I figured it out.
You, and you can solve for 4p, you can right here say, okay, this is 4p times 3, so 4p equals 3, and substitute in that way, or you could solve for p. Either way is fine. Okay?